Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Sunday Night Skippy Racing here on the Cav OK Racing Network, where it's always a good day to go racing. We are simulcasting on both Cav OK Racing Network's YouTube and Twitch platforms this evening. Just search for Cav OK Racing, that's C-A-V-O-K Racing, and you should find it if you're watching on the platform that you don't like as much. As always, we will be monitoring the comments on both platforms live, so send in your questions or comments and we'll try to get them answered as time permits. So good evening everyone again, I'm Chris and I'm coming to you tonight from the virtual circuit Zandvoort, which is nestled in the dunes of the North Sea coastline of the Netherlands. The weather's nice and mild, we got cooler track temps, so hopefully a little stickier, and some calm winds. Looking forward to some fast-paced action around this 264 mile track tonight. Before we begin, I kind of want to just take an opportunity to wish all the mothers out there a very special Mother's Day. Of course, this is where I would normally be introducing the rest of the broadcast booth with the introduction of Megan. So she will be joining us here in a little bit. She's running a little late, but I just wanted her to know that I'm incredibly happy and proud that she is my wife and mother of my children. And I'm hoping that with our powers combined, we don't mess up our boys too much, but we're doing the best we can, and happy Mother's Day to Megan. Anyway, also with us tonight is someone who is extremely excited to watch the action. We've talked about this all week, and every time we chat, he's revved, ready to go. Riley's joining us tonight, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. This is, I said it about Spa, which Spa is my favorite track on the planet, but Zandvoort is a close second. This course is so much fun. It's so fast. There's so much off-camber. There's so many off-camber corners. You got fast corners, you got slow corners. We have a carousel. There's so many elements of so many different things at this track. That it's just outstanding to watch, and I cannot wait to see our Sunday Night Skippy guys go out there and just tear this place up.
Yeah, I myself was able to do a public race earlier and had a blast on it. So I kind of know what you mean. I've only raced on it a few times. I believe you and I did an F3 race there once.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Quite on accident on my part. But yeah, it's a good, fun track, pretty technical. And yeah, hopefully there's a little more passing opportunity and tight racing to be had here than maybe some of the longer tracks we've been looking at. So looking forward to that. And as we go through here, we are going to start with what has become a fan and crowd favorite. So we'll introduce the Spotlight Stealer himself, Ian. Ian, do you got a good copy on us in the broadcast booth, buddy? Nope, maybe not. Maybe in a technical part of the track. Or completely off. Well, we'll come back to him. Right now, what we have going on, there's an hour and 5-minute practice session, which you can see is about 6 minutes left in that as we get ready to go racing. We're going to follow that up with a 15-minute open qualifying session where all the drivers will be out on the track at the same time, trying to set down the best time that they can to set the grid. We do have some racers in here, or 35 by my count, well, including yourself, Riley. So 34 potentially, who are trying to set down the minimum qualifying time to be able to race this evening. But that's quite a grid.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're probably boasting one of the bigger, if not the biggest, Skippy League on iRacing now, with this many drivers. So it's so exciting to be able to bring this to everyone who wants to sit down and tune in every Sunday night, because it sure is a heck of a lot of fun to watch these guys do battle every week.
Yeah, and we have everybody. If anybody watched the 2K Cup earlier. We've got, I mean, Christian Perez is here. He won that race earlier this afternoon, our time at least, Eastern time. Edwin Virena was in there. I think a couple other drivers, Don Parks maybe. I don't know if Jonathan Dance joined us yet, but he raced with us. And then we have guys like myself. Quite a range of skill levels that we try to bring into the league. And so if you're out there and you're listening and you might have an interest in driving the Skippy, or you do race the Skippy, a C-class license and road is all you really need to enter. And from there, it's basically you just kind of learn from some of the faster guys on the service, and just get there to improve. And Ian, do you got a good copy with us now?
Yes, I am here. I'm here. Good.
Hey, buddy, how's it going? Sorry, we kind of sprung it on you there at the last second. Do you think you got enough time for a track tour?
Absolutely. I'm just about to come up to the start-finish line now.
Excellent. Well, let's jump on board with you then in what looks like a fantastic paint scheme.
Well, this is a Megan special paint scheme tonight. I was challenged by some folks to try and incorporate Mario Kart, and I've done my best, so you can tell me what to do. Anyway, we're coming up to Tarzan Corner. Oh, talking without pressing the button. Let me try that again. So that was Tarzan Bocht back there, where we slammed down into second gear, sorry. And then this through these lovely little S's. Tarzan Bocht actually was named after the nickname of a guy who used to have a garden there, and he was told he had to move the garden so they could make the racetrack. And he said he'd do it if they called the corner after him, and that's why it's called Tarzan Bocht. Bocht being Norwegian for a corner, or Dutch, I should say, for corner. We come down to this complex here. This is a bit off camber and downhill and sliding off to the left a little bit. Hey, like that. And before we come down here, and all of this is in fourth gear, usually taken very, very fast. So I've slowed down a little bit while I'm talking to you guys. And then down into second for this corner here. And this is a weird one because it tightens up on you. And there you go. You pull it round. Back up as fast as you can, third, back down into second while you slide around here. A lot of sliding on this track. It's near the north coast. It's near the North Atlantic Sea. It's on the northern side of the Netherlands. And then we down into second as we go through this chicane, and then down into first. Around this bit here, it's nicely banked again. It holds the car in. Accelerate as hard as you can. As we're coming up for the final couple of corners here on the track, let it roll through in third, accelerating all the way through. Try to keep it on the track. Well, it's better if you do. Anyway, and then all the way around this corner, up into fourth, and then back down on the start-finish straight. It's a really nice track. It really flows. It's difficult to do if the temperatures are high. It gets very, very slippery. So this is Tarzan Bocht here. You can hear the tires squealing as we come down here. And I can't hold the button down and turn the steering wheel at the same time. And then these lovely little assholes, you just off the gas, let it float round, all the way around there, then slam down into first. Again, float it on the gas as hard as you can. Let it roll out to the outside. And then this is just flat out. You're just trying to get it going as fast as you can through this whole section here up into fourth gear, and it's sort of up and down. These are all sand dunes that these things are over, and these roads originally in the 1940s were built by the Germans as communication roads near the North Atlantic, so when they were attacking the UK they could move stuff around, and that's where it originally started from. So yeah, it's an interesting history of this place. So no one said what they think about this paint scheme then?
Yeah, well, we didn't have you in the booth just yet, but Megan is running a little late, although she will be here later. I will say, for my part, I think this is going to be a hit. I think I know her pretty well, but yeah, I'm curious to see what she thinks. Well, I will say, Ian, you're doing a lot better job than I could do. Navigating that track and talking at the same time. I did one public race, like I was saying earlier, and it was all I could do to just hold on to the car. So we always
It's a lot of
appreciate that. Well, as you get ready to go racing, is there anything you'd like to say to the mothers out there this evening?
Oh, well, happy Mother's Day to all of you. Without you guys, we would be nothing. So a really happy Mother's Day to you all. I do hope that you had a great day, you enjoyed yourself. I know my wife had a great day because I cooked her dinner and lunch before she fell off of one of my kids' hoverboards and hurt herself. But
Oh no. Oh man, well that's good that we made the effort there at least. I as well tried to make the day special, but it's hard. How do you do that, for the mothers out there who do so much? But good luck, man. Enjoy your qualifying. Do some fast laps, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Well, as you can see here, all the cars are coming off pit road as we get ready to start the open qualifying session. And just as a reminder, if you haven't noticed, I don't know if there's anybody even watching at the moment, but this is a very amateur production. And we are league members. We do this for the league. We're doing it for fun. So clearly, I haven't hit my stride yet with the overlays here, and we're kind of winging it. A little less prep time than we normally have because of course, we were taking care of our mothers earlier and making sure they had a fantastic day. So we'll hit our stride here shortly. Let's start the fun with the race, though. And on the left-hand side, we have a timing tower that will pop up as each driver lays down their best time. And you'll see a lap timer slide out as well, show you what time they laid down most recently. And that's what that's going to look like. We'll also bring up the track map so you can get a sense of where everybody is at. And we will just start talking about folks.
Absolutely. I'm just I'm getting our action timer board up, or what do you want to call it? The events log. There we go.
There you go. Well, we'll actually, as we talk here, I'm going to roll out a potential new feature, although I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll pull it up here for just a little bit. Got the scrolling timeline here instead of the timing tower, which I'm not as big of a fan of, but I thought I'd show this is another feature that we have here. If any of the drivers or viewers like this better or worse, give us some feedback, let me know. You can intersperse it or change it up completely.
And
So
one
here,
thing,
yeah, go for it.
one thing I'm noticing here, quick, just based off practice times, we have one of our league founders, but he shall not be named. For the broadcast curse has been real.
Yes, this is true.
Is about 3/10 off of the top practice time, and that's exciting to see him up there with the with that lead pack, and I hope that he is able to race up there tonight.
Well, we also have some league newcomers this evening, and I apologize if we've already introduced you. These may be folks who've done 0 or 1 races, but kind of new names. But we'd like to welcome Joshua Dancy, who I'm probably going to confuse with Jonathan Dance at some point. But we'd like to welcome Joshua Dancy and
Alex Matty.
Alex Matty is here as well, rocking the Dunder Mifflin paint scheme. So already bonus points in my book there for Alex Matty. We also have Thomas Photos, and I apologize if we're saying your names incorrectly. We'll get used to you as we see you race more often.
I don't know who this Ian Worrell guy is, though.
Yeah, he's seen him once or twice. I believe Douglas has run with us at least once before. Douglas Colligan.
Yep,
I don't know
he
if
was
we
there
spent
last week.
correct. Yeah, I don't know if we spent much time on him, but either way, if we didn't, welcome, and if we did, welcome, welcome again. Lauren Avery, also I believe raced with him last week, if I'm mistaken.
Yes, Lauren Avery was there last week as well.
Perfect. I think that's it. If I missed you, I apologize. But I'll tell you what, this board is full. We have a full grid tonight, and so we are excited to look at that track map, folks. I mean, there's barely a piece of white track on there. Bare track. That's crazy. Alright, so that's the scrolling ticker for you. Potential new feature. Also potentially not, so give us that feedback. Let us know what you think. We'll bring up the traditional scoring timer that everybody's used to. If this is a new broadcast for you, you'll see on the left there, as the driver set their time, their personal best is in green. The best for the evening is in magenta, purple, whatever you want to call it. So obviously in this particular setting, that's going to be the top qualifier for the evening. Then you can see as they set down times, it'll slide out to the right, just to give you an idea of what you're looking at there.
And then there was actually one thing that I had thought about throughout the week that I wanted to dig into a little more for maybe our new viewers or viewers who aren't necessarily super familiar with racing. One thing we had talked about quite a lot last week was the fuel window, the pit stop window. And I'm not sure how much depth we actually went into with that. That might have come across as a little confusing. And so in our races here, it's a 40-minute race, but they're only allowed to carry so much fuel to the starting line so that they run out of fuel before the end of the race and we're required to make a pit stop to add more fuel to the car. Um, so one thing that I wanted just to dive into a little bit here is we had been talking about the fuel window. So that is when it becomes viable for you to make your stop and add that fuel and be able to make it to the end of the race because you can only add so much fuel to the car. So you're not wanting to dive into lap one, take that fuel and then hop back out there. So that fuel window is basically when it becomes viable for you to head into the pits, grab that fuel, and then finish your race.
Yeah, that was actually a question that came up earlier, and I thought it was a good one. The original intent was, hey, do we force pit stop and create that strategy for the race? And a couple ideas were brought up of how to enforce that, and that was basically, the answer. Which question was, okay, so if I say I got damage early, because you also get one quick repair that's new. Well, iRacing, the thing where you basically get a reset button on your car. We allow that one time. So say you get some damage on the first lap, go in and fix it. Well, you've technically hit your pit stop requirement. However, it's not really going to help you much because you're not going to get to the end by pitting on lap. And based on the conversations I saw, it looks like folks are anticipating around lap 8 of the pit window. That's when you can create fuel strategy starting to play in. And we're just rolling through the field here. Pretty tightly packed, as you would imagine the field to be. I was trying to look up what they had set the minimum qualifying time. I believe is 1 minute 56.75. 156.75.
And it looks like, we do have some people who haven't hit that so far in this session, but one unique thing to the league is that it kind of rolls on the honor system where As long as you have ran that time at some point throughout the week, that counts as your lap time. So if you run that 156.725, you say on Monday, but maybe you struggle a little bit throughout the week, you're still going to be able to grid up as long as you have ran that lap at some point.
And we're just inside of 5 minutes to go on the open qualifying. I mean, Christian Perez setting a 1:53.54. That is, to me, pretty alien. that is a crazy fast time, and that's just in qualifying. Curious to see what he can do in a race situation. Like I mentioned earlier, he did just win the 2K Cup race earlier today, so he's probably feeling pretty good, pretty confident coming into it. Although Edwin is hot on his trail, per the usual, I should say.
Absolutely, and I think we're shaping up. We've got our usual people here in the top 10, but then we also have some newcomers that are breaking into this top 10 right now, such as Nikolai Wood. Not somebody who qualifies, or he qualifies well, but we haven't seen him qualify up in that top 10 quite yet. Alex Matty, newcomer this week, he's in 11th. So we're seeing some fresh faces there, qualifying there within around our top 10 drivers for the night, with just a few minutes left to go.
Yeah, it's good to see. Nikolai's been kind of hailed as one of the strong mid to upper racers, very clean driver, and maybe he's finally ready to just kind of let it out of its cage this evening and show us what he can really do. But good to see him up there.
If we start a Sunday night Skippy Awards after the end of each season, I think that's a good idea. It actually just popped into my brain right now. I would put Nikolai Wood up for rookie of the season.
Rookie of the okay, all right. I could see that.
I think that's an idea we might need to run past Jason and Ian and James. Would be kind of cool for us to just all hop into a Discord and hand some awards out. Might be kind of fun.
Yeah, I could see that. And good news is I think we've got quite a few, rookie nominees, maybe some unsung heroes, obviously MVPs. That would be a tight race.
Maybe a comeback driver of the season. Since we're now into our second season, we have that ability to go back in the history and look at things. So maybe someone who had a lot of unfortunate events in the previous season then comes back strong the next.
Yeah, and that's a excellent point from the stance of the second season of the league and what these guys have done to grow it and make it what it is and still be an inclusive environment that tries to breed good competition across the spectrum of skill levels. Just hats off to them. I know we say that every week, but it truly is pretty awesome.
And I think those Christian Perez supporters might be happy again tonight because as of right now, he's qualifying 0.2 quicker than Edwin and the rest of the field.
It's crazy. I don't know how he does it.
Some people this car can be hit or miss for people, and some people when it clicks for them, there's nothing like those alien pace drivers in the Skippies because it's not an easy car to get a handle on.
Well, I think both Christian and Edwin have said, you know what? I think we got this. I think we got this in the bag. So get up, go take a break. Wait for the race to start. We are clicking down here to the 15-minute mark. Not to be a broken record, but if you haven't joined us before, the clock doesn't necessarily stop at 15 minutes. If you are out on a lap, you are allowed to finish that lap once the clock hits 15 minutes. So that's why you will see people continue to drive to set down one last fast lap. And as we do that, I don't know when I'm going to squeeze it in. I just want to wish huge congratulations to a couple of the folks. Sunday Night Skippy was out in force representing at the Indy 500 this past week in the fixed setup Indy 500. We had Jack Moffitt ran a P5, I believe, in his split. We also had Carrington Wilmer, who appears to not be in this session anymore, but he was able to walk away with a P4. Chris Stewart, who's also not in the session at the moment, P5. I was able to come away with a P3 podium in mine, which was pretty awesome. I was pretty happy with that. And I think, and Steve Dewar ran this morning. He had a little technical difficulty on the iRacing side on Saturday, so he ran it this morning. Able to walk away with a P9 in a very competitive split. Lots of green flag laps that were unlike splits that we had run on Saturday. So he tweaked his strategy based on that, but he did a really fantastic job on that. So, and anybody else who ran it, congratulations to you. It was an awesome event. Look forward to running it again next
year. Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to all the guys who ran that. I've been kind of disconnected from iRacing reality for about a week now. Been kind of going. I'm going to be running the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and so I have been doing ample amounts of practice this week, and kind of feels like we're starting to get some things dialed in our team. And I think I probably ran about 3 hours of practice today, and so I've been kind of disconnected from what's actually going on in iRacing because I've been so focused on wanting to be quick and consistent for that event.
Yeah, well, that demands some attention, so that's fantastic, though, man. That's good to hear. Hopefully I can work my way up to something like that someday. I think that's on my bucket list still, but well, I guess we'll see ultimately. But
I
good
mean,
luck.
Le Mans not that difficult of a trek. If you spend a couple hours at it, you'd probably get it figured out.
Say that.
You know, my progression, I think we started a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I was running about a 4 minute 2 second lap in the GTE, which is almost it's about 15 seconds off of what's considered a really quick lap time, or like alien speed. And now I've got it down to about a 352. So just a little bit of practice at Le Mans can go a long ways.
All right, looks like we're finally swapping over on the old session state here as we get ready to grid. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for this evening. On the pole, Christian Perez. Congratulations to him with a 1:53.076. And of course, Edwin Villarino, Chris Herrera, James Hauser, and Don Parks, Edward Torres, Timo Broughton, Carl Dronke, Mike Bowers, Lauren Avery, Jason Bice, and Jonathan Dance, followed by Nikolai Wood, Tyler Kirchman, Alex Maddie, Bill Groombridge, Jack Moffitt, Jeff Torbeck, Steve Dewar, Jonathan Dockery, Adam Wright, Vince Ball, Sean Trediak, Joshua Dancy, Jake Ashe, Thomas Fotos, Oliver Hartley, Douglas Colligan, Roberto Longatano, Scott Dawkins, Jeffrey Schloss, Rich Butler, and then toward the end there, Carrington Wilmer, of course, Riley Hugh, and Ian Worrell. And I'm not sure.
I have to start from the pits today.
You have to start from the pits. That's right. Okay,
I'm
well,
not
good
too
luck.
sure how. Do I have to grid and then come off the grid, or does?
You just don't grid. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm just sitting here.
Exactly.
What happened with you having to start from the pits?
2 races ago, I got too many. I don't know. There was some shenanigans that went on, which was supposed to be on the Saturday, but it happened on the Sunday. So, you know.
There you go.
I was supposed to start in the pits last week, but I forgot. Well, actually, no one told me. So I
Yeah.
said, well, I'll start the pits this.
Well, I imagine there's going to be plenty of opportunity to gain some positions here as we come down to 5 seconds to green. I thought. There we go. Now we're getting ready. Thanks to Jake Ashe for this fantastic finish line camera as well. Thank you. And we're off. As we send 34 cars down into turn 1. And it looks like we're gonna make it through.
Oh, we've got one
Oh, it looks-
around. That's Don Parks. Nikolai Wood.
Let's see what happened here. Pull the pack. Yeah, close racing. Tough.
That hairpin, the way it cambers in, if you don't take it just right, you can really have your day messed up by that corner. And it looks like Nikolai Wood is around on the downhill right-hander heading towards the downhill part of the track, and he went up into the sand.
Yep, send it a little bit. No contact though. I think you made it out all right. All right. Things have settled down just a bit. Let's check back in with the leader. As you see the train of cars forming behind Christian Perez. A little further back, Chris Herrera's got a rear view mirror full of James Hauser.
That's never a fun sight to see because you know James is so quick around the corners. Before you know it, he's going to grab a corner exit that just feels like he's going to boost right by you.
Of course, as we say that, he sends it just a touch hot to Tarzan. Chris is able to take the spot back. And it's so tough on
big
those.
incident through Tarzan. 2 cars involved, 3 cars maybe. Carrington and Longatano.
Oof.
And it looks like Moffat sent it around as well, going into that hairpin just after Tarzan.
Look. Was the 54 of Don Parks who was involved, getting into the inside of Carrington, and yeah, looks like Longatano kind of got the end of it there.
And it looks like Edwin and Perez are just checking out of this race. They were only 2 laps in, and they have quite the gap built.
Gonna have to put the blimp cam on to see the rest of the field there. Take a look from Jonathan Dance's roll bar. He seems to be the back end of the second pack, trying to work their way back up to the 2 leaders. That's Jonathan, Carl, Edward, James, and Chris all in a row. Looks like we got some more passing going on further back in the field as Jason Bice is trying to make it around. Lauren Avery as he keeps Pete Moore Broughton in contact. view of that battle from Alex Matty's view.
You know, and one of the exciting things about this track is it actually was slated to become an F1 track again this year. We were going to see the Formula One guys race around here. And there's a huge incident there. Not quite sure who that was. It was Scott Dawkins. Gets set into a wall, and he now had to tow back to pit lane. We'll have to go back and take a look at that one.
Yeah, that looked like the 87 got loose in front of him, unfortunately. Let's see if we can take one more look at that. Was that Adam from Adam Wright's view? Oh yeah, he just put his left rear up in the sand there. That happens. And Scott Dawkins was just in the wrong place at the wrong time for that. We've seen that happen many, many times.
Absolutely, and the sand here is so tricky. If you drop a tire, especially in the skip, you better be on top of the car or it is going to get sent left, right, center into a wall. But you're going to become a passenger if you can't bring that car back on track as quickly as you can. If you touch the sand, especially around here where there's so much camber to all the corners, you're going to put a weird angle on that suspension and it's going to want to go flying.
And this second pack here, James Hauser made a little mistake on one of those turns and sent himself to the back of the pack, although they all have maintained contact with one another. At the moment, no harm, no foul, although it looks like there is another crash here with Vince Paul. Oh, just sends it. Trying to avoid, he had to send it a little wide. Wasn't ready for the turn there, it looks like. And let's see if Longatano was on his own there. Probably just, I'm guessing. Yep. All right. Let's see, back here with Steve Dewar, one of our Indy 500 participants who we were covering earlier. Looks like him and the newcomer Thomas Fotos in a... And actually, looking at it now, something happened to Chris Herrera. He was in that top pack. Let's see if we can look back. He's just coming off of pit road now. I'm finding an off-track incident here. Let's see if we can see what happened. Like him and James Hauser just made contact. Oh. It didn't look like much, but it was just enough to give him enough damage that he had to tow back. So he's back out on the track. It's good to see him putting in some laps.
Oh, and just really quick here, just to make a quick announcement. According to our events log here, I actually just passed Rich Butler for position number 33.
Get that P33 out of the way. Count it.
Obviously, for anyone watching at home, you can't see my screen, but I'm not out there racing. I'm not as brave as Ian is.
It's fun, guys.
Yeah, speaking of Ian, let's check in with Ian. There's some good racing going on out there. A couple incidents, you know, we're trying to keep track of everything that's going on. A lot of people, a lot of incidents. How are you doing? How's the track feel? What are you seeing?
It's getting better. I'm just about to catch up with a few guys and see if I can get past them.
Yeah, it looks
Not
like
if
you
I
got
drive
Douglas.
like that, though. But yeah,
Douglas
but we've
Colligan.
been fighting along, slowly catching up. I was about 8 seconds behind, and now I'm 1. So yeah.
As we say that, I realize I've had everybody's best time up this whole time. I'm telling you guys, this is an amateur broadcast. Here's your gaps. Finally. I apologize for that. Also cleaned up the people who are out off the timing tower. And look here, and I will bring up a quick gain loss stat as well, because Ian, I think you're gonna like this. Looking pretty good. Up
Go
12
for it.
spots.
What's going on?
Up 12 spots, my friend.
12? Good lord.
That's pretty good. E23. Solid night, man. Just keep it clean. I'm showing you with no off tracks. Is that right so far? Can't be right. No off tracks. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's we'll let you go for the time being. Good luck. Let's check back
Thank you
up
very
here
much.
with the second group. Something may have happened. Christian Perez is now. Nope. Never mind. Looking at the wrong timing set there. They got 8 seconds. This lead group does on third place. Jonathan Dance and company.
You know, just really quick here, I'd like to mention, you know, we've seen a lot of these, since, you know, the start of the first season, now we're on to our second season, we haven't seen a lot of road courses on the Skippy schedule, but next week that all changes. We're going to Belle Isle in Detroit, where it's all, it's all a street course, street circuit. So that'll be very exciting to see how these drivers handle the conditions of a street circuit, because they've been pretty well treated to these racetracks for, you know, the past 15-20 weeks.
I'm looking forward to that one personally. I may be racing that one. We may take a week off for the broadcast, but time will tell. Time will tell. Let's look back here real quick. Something may have happened to Jake Ashe. Oh, by himself. Sorry, Jake. Did not mean to show this.
If you
He
race,
got his-
I'll race.
All right, that sounds like a deal. That sounds like a deal.
I'll have to get Belle Isle, but it's coming up in a couple other series anyways, so it'll be worth the purchase.
Perfect. Yeah, you know, it's for anybody who's watching, raced a few races, asked to start doing this just for fun, and honestly, I think it's been a good symbiotic relationship for the league. It's kind of fun to do, but you know, on occasion, kind of miss racing with these guys. It's a good group.
What he's actually saying is he's so much of a danger on the track that the admins had to ask him if he wanted to contribute to the league, he needed to do something
In
else.
another way, another capacity. That's fair. Oh boy, let's see. We've got looks like Don Parks. We were just looking at him. He's got Nikolai Wood behind him, as well as Thomas Fotos and Steve Dewar ahead. These guys are you know, kind of tightly packed, but you know, they got a solid 30 seconds to go. They're gonna have any hope of catching the leaders.
Impressive for Nikolai Wood, because he started in the top 10, I believe, dropped all the way down to P30 after having an incident early on in the race, and now he's all the way back up to P18. So very solid drive from him so far, other than, you know, that one mistake.
And I just want to check in here. Adam Wright's back on the track. Mainly, I wanted to focus on him. I tried to get his Chicago flag up there on his nameplate, so I wanted to make sure that that was represented. But like, he's back on the track, and after that early incident, like we're racing, run down some solid laps and see maybe what happens with the pit strategies, and you never know who else is going to have some issues. So never hurts to keep running those laps and gain some positions for some extra point.
Absolutely, and I think this is one thing, you know, that we haven't seen in quite some time here in the league. Up at the very front, Edwin and Christian have built up a 10-second lead on the field. That's just incredible.
That's bananas.
We haven't seen that in quite some time.
We've not seen
It's
that.
the
I'm
nitrous
wondering.
oxide they've added to their skippies.
I'm telling you, it's just they came in swinging. They did really well in that race earlier today, and if their average laps are just that much faster. I don't know that anything necessarily happened to put that much of a gap between them and the second group. But either way, it's dang impressive.
You know, I didn't think there was anyone who was more enthusiastic about this track than me, but I guess those two are, because they are just running away with it. You know, obviously, respect to people from Holland. They love their racing too.
Yeah, they're taking turns. They even got the draft down. Fun to watch. Probably not for these other drivers, but fun to watch for us.
And Pete
Some good
Mulbrough-
action back here with Mike Bowers, Pete Mulbrough, and James Hauser. And ahead of them, with Torres, Dronky, and Dance as well. Looks like we're kind of splitting off into threes. I don't know if that's the lucky number.
I mean, I guess for those guys who are willing to work together, I guess it's just working in sections of three, because that is kind of looking, you know, other than Perez and Viorino, looks like everyone's kind of cruising around as triplets. So as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, we're actually coming to that halfway point now. So that fuel window is going to start to open. We're going to start to see some guys dive into the pits here to get that fuel so they can make it the rest of the way to the end of the race.
Yeah, we are, based on some prior analysis, kind of the beginning of that window, like you said, so we'll keep an eye out on pit lane to see how that kind of plays out, who's able to maybe save a little gas, who wants to push it a little bit more. Tires, if you're new to the skid barber, not so much an issue as maybe some other vehicles. You actually aren't going to be changing your tires because you kind of want you want them warm, you want them a little worn, so warm and worn, as opposed to some other vehicles. But and as we speak, Edwin Viorino's put down a 1:53.23.
And it looks like we're starting to see some of those pit stops now.
As you were just talking about.
We've got Jonathan Dance, James Hauser, Lauren Avery in the pits. So it looks like we've got a few of them electing to take an early pit stop and see if they can't undercut some of that time ahead of them. So, Ian, it looks like Christian and Edwin just went by. If that's you down there, I believe. You noticing anything different than those that those guys are doing? Because it looks like they are flying around the track.
Sorry, I heard you say my name, but I didn't catch it.
It looked like Christian and Edwin just went by. Are you noticing anything different those guys are doing? Because they are just absolutely flying around the track.
I think they're using different engines to the rest of us.
They got big blocks. They got big blocks, and everyone else got small blocks today.
James Hauser coming off pit road, and Tyler Kirchman also on pit road. As we say that, I'm going to bring up the pit lap. Oops, let's do instead of the gain. Pit lap, so you get a visual representation of who is pit, who is not. Some of the other leaders starting to take their chances. Torres, Mulbrough, and Bice. And as we do that, total pit lane time will be next to the lap. So we're getting a little big with our timing tower here, but I think it's interesting to see. Just so you can See where maybe those seconds were either gained or lost. Is those three we just mentioned come off pit road? Can't check in with them. Zachary's making his pit stop. In addition to Hauser. And, you know, we're gonna wait and see what the strategy is here. Looks like we've got, not quite half the field up in pit yet. You know, how it all works out, but looks like Jack Moffitt with a 27.8 second pit stop. That was on lap 2 though. That may have been an earlier pit. Maybe Jason Bice with a 35.8. Don Parks with a 35.7.
And it looks like we have an incident with Robert Longatano. And now we're starting to see the rest of the field get in the pits. We have Photos, Matty, Hartley, Dewar in the pits. Ian Worrell just went in the pits.
Party on pit lane.
The events board is going just a little bit crazy right now. With all
hard
these
to
people
keep
in the
up
pits.
at the moment. So we'll just check out pit road here and wait for it to all shake out as the pit stop cycle through. Bill Groombridge with a oh no, that's lap 1 as well.
So now
looks like those.
Looks like on the track, we're still yet to see the top 4 pit. Because we've got Bowers 15 seconds back the leader, Dronky 11 seconds back, and then obviously Edwin and Perez right there next to each other. So we still haven't seen those top 4 pit because they have built up quite a lead to the rest of the field. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer they're going to stay out on track. I can't imagine they're going to do too many more laps without pitting.
Oh, it looks like Edwin's come in. As well as Carl and Mike, although and still appears to be outrunning laps with Nikolai Wood.
Well, I believe Nikolai, I don't know if after his incident he had to pit. I don't believe he did. So interesting to see those two guys electing to take another lap. We'll see. I'd be willing to wager that we will see those two in the pits after this lap.
Perez running laps. Back to the pit lane here. Currently have Sean Rudiak, I believe, and Alex Matty, as well as Scott Dawkins. Back in. John. Yeah, Carl put down a 33.3 second pit lane time. Still bested by Bill Groombridge, but curious to see how that that helps or hurts everybody. Here comes your leader. See if Nikolai feels the same way. Wait for Christian to get off pit road here. Looks like we've got Jonathan Dockery and Jack Moffitt.
And Nikolai Wood is coming for his pit stop.
There you go. That should be it. Douglas Colligan is not. Oh, flying off. Who was that? That's Oliver Hartley with the off track behind them. Jack's looking forward here at Jonathan Dockery and Alex Maddie. And we also have Pete Mo Broughton tracking down Edward Torres here. Trying to, at least. And after a 39.5 second stop, it looks like Christian and Edwin have linked back up and now have an 11-second lead over third place, Carl Dronke.
Just ridiculous for those guys.
Can't make this stuff up, man.
They are pulling away from the field. Keep in mind, these are very, very, very talented drivers out on track. See these two guys pull away like that is just incredible to see, incredible to watch. We're witnessing something pretty special from those two tonight.
Well, we'll get rid of the pit road information there. Kind of settle in on some of the battles in the back, although let's keep an eye on that time because it's going to be really fun to see Edwin and Christian kind of decide, when is working together kind of over and when are we going to go for the win? Who wants the W tonight? Well, a lot of the racing has kind of strung out after those pit stops. This battle between Dance and Dronke is pretty much the closest real battle we got going on in the race at the moment. And just a quick rundown of who we've got now. After everything was said and done, after the mandatory pit stops have been completed, Virino currently in first, although he and Perez have been swapping back and forth. Dronke, Dance, and Torres will round out your top 5 with Mo Broughton, Bice, Bowers, Avery, Parks for your top 10 this evening. 5 seconds back from there, you got Torbeck, Wood, Dewar, Photos, Artiak, Bridge, and our own Ian Worrell sitting comfortably-ish in that 17th position.
Not bad, eh? Bit of a surprise.
Yeah. It's 3 seconds on Alex Maddie behind you. Colligan and Moffitt will round out the whole network there. Round out the top 20 with Hartley, Hauser. What happened to James Hauser? He's usually up there fighting for the lead. Schloss, Wright, Herrera be your top 25 who remain on the lead lap after that. Dockery, Longatano, Ashe, and Dawkins, with Kirchman being placed 30th, and he is out. shrink that tower a little bit. Also placing Vince Ball in 31st, Carrington Wolf 32nd, Riley Martin in 33rd, Rich Butler in 34th, and Joshua Dancy in 35th, although I don't know a grid. Alright, let's check back in up here toward the front of the race. We've got
Jake Ashe is back in the pit.
Jake Ashe is back in the pits. I don't and actually it looks like Scott Dawkins and Jonathan Dockery have both crashed. Let's see if those are Scott Dawkins was coming out of the pits. And he just stopped. Not sure what happened there. Same thing with Jonathan Dockery. Okay. Well, at any rate, we'll check back in here with the foursome of Carl, Jonathan, Edward, and Pete. Pretty tight pack here, all racing for that podium position. That's really what it's come down to at this point, with Edwin and Christian basically checking out. Kind of extended their lead up to 12 seconds at this point. So this foursome that you see here is the battle for the last podium spot.
Did we miss something that happened with James, because he is sitting behind
Yeah,
Ian?
I don't... You can look back and see what you can find. It's not super apparent to me. Tough to say at the moment.
Oh, it looks like he on lap 20 or on, let me see, sorry, on lap 10. He was going to Tarzan and just got loose and ended up in the sand trap. And then he had to tow from there. So I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't look like he sustained any damage. I'm not entirely sure why he had to tow right there, but so interesting incident there for James Hauser, someone who's, you know, typically up there in that top 5.
Not that crazy. So, all right. Well, fortunate for James there, but good to see some other names mixing it up, battling up here. Let's check in with Alex Addy, who don't listen, earplugs, Ian, but bringing that gap up to Ian, he can do steal that 17th spot.
He's trying hard. Oh, I just blew my engine.
Oh,
I
we
just blew
saw
my
that.
engine. Oh, I went into first gear by accident.
Oh, Ian. Oh no. Alright, well, good for Alex Matty, I suppose. Making it easy on him.
So interesting news over here in my camp. Going back to look at that replay seemingly has broke my iRacing. And I cannot get back to oh, there we go.
Is it like the
so
video?
I was being dumb. And what happened with James was actually in practice. So let me see if I can actually see what happens.
Find what happened, okay. Fair enough. We're looking at Sean Trediak looking up at Bill Groombridge here. Good racing going on, seeing if Sean can't steal a 15th spot away from Bill, who had a wicked fast pit stop, but didn't translate, unfortunately. Much more track position for him. Something happened to Jack Moffat. I'm not sure if that's old or new, but looks like his front end's a little crumpled there. He's missing a nose cone. That's what we call ventilation mode. Get on him, seeing if he can pick up positions looking like that. I wish him the best of luck. He looks on at Douglas Colligan. Now, Ian, had you
Looks like
used your fast repair?
Yes, I just used it.
Okay, alright. So Ian's back out. Good to see. Haven't spent much time with Jonathan Dockery. He's sitting 24th currently. Don Parks is in the hits again. Was. Happened there. Scott Dawkins is slow as well. I don't know if that's a mechanical issue or gas, or he's just letting people by.
Oh, Carl Drunke is slowing down.
There's an incident in turn 12.
Yep. Or sorry, that was not Drunke. My camera just focused on him for a second. I'm not sure why. Let's see. That was yeah, Dockery that just is letting people by. I don't believe he has damage.
Look at it. Robert Longatano's also slow.
He just spun in the chicane.
Gotcha, okay.
I don't see any damage anywhere on Dockery's car.
Alright, let's, in that case, catch back up with our pack of 4. Now 12 seconds behind. Edward Torres opening up a little bit of a gap on these guys, but we'll see how long that lasts. Pete Broughton with a view. And we'll look back from Edward Torres's 14 car.
And you know, it looks like we're going to be coming to the white flag here, as we have officially crossed the 40-minute mark.
Am I not live? I'm showing 38 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Time elapsed in the session. I apologize.
Okay.
Time elapsed.
I was like, oh no.
That's my fault.
Well, either way.
But it looks
I did
like
not
Edward
catch.
and Christian have decided they're gonna start to race this one out, as they've been wheel to wheel since Tarzan at turn 1.
Yeah, well,
I just
back
got
to
the white
our.
flag, guys.
This is the white flag. Okay, I was gonna say I did not catch a time hack. So we'll see what happens here. This will be the race for the finish between Christian and Edwin. Doggy. All right, here we go. Coming into the final turn. Oh no, and it looks like Christian's going to go off track just a little bit. Can he get a run here? Going into the finish, though. As we cut to our Jake Ashe special finish line cam. They are neck and neck. Who's it going to be? Edwin Viorino wins it by a hair, 0.052. Nice job, Edwin. Congratulations. Woo! 93 of Jonathan Dance edges out by 15 of Pete Mobron. As Carl, Jason, Mike, Lorne, and Edward all come across the line. I'm wondering what happened there. That was a wildly different order than when we left them. And who's this living across the line? The 14? Oh, that is the 14 of Torres. Nikolai Wood. Comes Jeff Torbeck and Steve Dewar. There's Thomas Photos. Bill Groombridge, Don Parks. It'll be Alex, Maddie, here's Sean Trediak and James Hauser, Douglas Colligan. Here comes Oliver Hartley and Jack Moffitt. It'll be a race to the line, although not much of one, I suppose. Jack in ventilation mode. And we still have Chris Herrera doing his little swerve. And Jeffrey Schloss from Ohio at 023.
So now that the race is officially...
What, say that again?
I was going to say, now that the race is officially over, I would just like to say that 6th place finish for Jason Bice could not be more deserved. You know, I didn't want to say anything during the broadcast, but congrats to him, P6. I don't know a more deserving driver out there to have that result tonight.
Yeah, definitely a relief to see. We did not speak his name in the beginning. We did not make picks, and I think that was the difference. Let's take a look back real quick, see if we can see what happened. That this is going to be the Jonathan Dance and Parks and Torres. They went 3 wide into Tarzan, made contact. Yep, that will do it. I believe that is what sent Torres around. Just a little contact. Then he kind of lost the so he was kind of limping it around. Let's we'll just ride along with Edward here for just a little bit longer. As we do that, we'll see if anybody's... Oh my goodness, we've got a full broadcast interview lineup for you guys tonight. We're excited to get to that, so you know what, we'll cut this short and start bringing folks in, and we'll start. I don't know, what do you think, Riley? Do you have access to the interview standby?
I can see it, but I can't drag anyone in.
Can't drag anyone.
Let's just start at the top and bring Jason.
All right, Jason it is. Here we go. All yours.
Hey Jason, this is Riley in the broadcast booth. You got a good copy on us?
I sure do. How you guys doing?
Good. You've got to be feeling good with that P6 finish. I was just saying as you crossed the line, we didn't mention your name, we didn't say anything, we just left you alone up here. And you come across the line in P6. So how you feeling with that P6 finish?
Well, I feel pretty good. I mean, any race that I finish feels pretty good. But yeah, I had some really good close racing with a number of guys. So it was an awesome race. Almost was able to keep up with Pete's pack, but lost contact. So not quite fast enough for that. But great race.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun to watch you out there and all the other guys tonight. Just real quick, since you are a part of the stewarding team, are you guys going to be doing some scrutineering on the cars of Perez and Viorino because they just pulled away from everybody?
Well, yeah, the rumor is they're using jet fuel, so we'll definitely be looking
It's that
into that.
JP8. It'll get you every time.
Yeah, there's a Jado tucked under there that you just can't see.
So just kind of, talk us through your strategy coming into the race and how it kind of evolved as the laps went on.
Sure. So main strategy was just to try to keep contact with the quick guys. Dodged a few really close calls on the first couple of laps. Those went my way, which is pretty nice. After that, it was just doing everything I could to try to keep up with the pack in front. And luckily, I got my fuel really sorted out well. In our dry run on Wednesday. So I nailed that right on the button. So when I left the pits, I was right on Pete's tail. So I was really happy about that. But I blinked and then he was gone. So oh well.
As Pete kind of does sometimes out
Yeah,
there on
he
the
he tends
track.
to do that.
So do you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to say before we head out of here?
Just great race, everybody. At least from my perspective, where I was sitting, it looked really clean. A lot of good hard racing. So yeah, good
Awesome.
race.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by, Jason. Congrats on the P6. We're always super happy to see that.
Thank,
I was saying it's probably one of the most deserving spots out there tonight, just due to the luck that you've had the past few weeks. So congrats, and hopefully we can carry this over to Belle Isle next week.
for
Well, I
sure.
don't know about that, Jason, because I think I've got a new song that kind of goes Jason Bice, Jason Bice, Jason Bice, Jason Bice, Jason. You kind of get it, right?
I can get that one down. Yeah.
Good race, mate. Good race.
Thanks, man. Take it easy, guys.
All right,
Bye.
you as well. All right, and then we can bring Nikolai Wood in. I believe he's the next one in line here. Hi, Nikolai. This is Riley in the broadcast booth. You got a good copy on us?
Hey, Riley. Yeah, loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, congrats on the finish. You kind of had a pretty dramatic race. Some problems there in the beginning, but being able to climb back up the ladder up into P10. Kind of talk us through your race. How did what was your strategy going in, and how did it kind of evolve through the race?
Yeah, so I got pretty lucky in qualifying. I got a cheeky draft from Jason Bice, and I was pretty pleased with 13th on the grid. That might be my best ever qualifying. I made that unfortunate first lap mistake, and I was just about dead last, at which point I was just carving through the field, catching up with some familiar faces. Stephen Dewar, just before the pits, I did an overcut on him and had some clear air and managed to come out just ahead of him, made a quick pass on Jeff Torbeck, and yeah, just led the rest of the way into P10. I was chasing down Don the whole time, and I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, very happy with that result.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've been kind of one of your biggest fans up here in the broadcast booth because everyone you race around, you make it so exciting and so much fun to watch. And today was no exception. With the kind of the dramatics of the first lap and climbing all the way back up to P10. And then one question I had for you, can you talk to us about the paint you have on your car? Because personally, I'm an IPA guy, so I'm just kind of curious about that.
Yeah, so it's sort of, I'd say, a macro brewery Canadian IPA brewed on the west coast of Canada. It's one of my favorites in terms of broadly available IPAs. they got some great art, and I was just figuring I'd take up this time in quarantine to learn a little bit of Photoshop skills and build a livery. So came up with the idea for the Red Racer, and I'm week by week refining it, adding some sponsors, changing some decals, but yeah, just inspiration from good artwork on their half.
Yeah, absolutely. I had that as well in one of the cars that I run on the service. But what are your thoughts on Belle Isle? The Skippy we haven't seen it on a street circuit in quite some time. So what are your thoughts? What are your plans going into next week?
Yeah, I was doing some running last night, and it's a much different track. It feels very flat compared to Zandvoort and Brands Hatch, where we've been. Varying surfaces, lots of high speed, mid speed corners. I'm excited. It's going to be some tight racing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on the finish. Super exciting to watch. And do you have any shout outs or anything like that before you head out?
Maybe just a little hello to my girlfriend Haley.
All right. Well, hello, Haley, and we'll see you back out there next week. Congrats on the finish.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, and it looks like we've got Chris Herrera in here right now. Chris, do you have a good copy on us?
Yeah, hey guys.
How's it going? Talk us through the race. It looks like it might have been a little bit more of a difficult one for you out there. Zandvoort wasn't super nice.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. This was a very fun race throughout the week. I had a lot of really good battles. I was looking forward to tonight. Unfortunately, going into turn, what is that, 3 or so, on, I don't know, lap 4, James and I had a little battle going too wide on the previous turn, and I was going a little bit slow into it, and he just tapped the back of me and got me spun out. So it was just an unfortunate racing incident that ended up causing havoc for both of us. So I think neither of us finished where we wanted to.
Well, we were wondering what happened to James during the broadcast. So at least good to know that it wasn't pace related. It was incident related. When it comes to that.
Yeah, so I was chatting with him after the race, and I guess he also got an unsafe pit entry, so he had to wait 40 seconds or so in the pit. So we just did not do well today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but very it's always fun to see you out there running the pink Sunday Night Skippy livery. I've kind of been asking the other guys this, but we haven't seen the Skippy on a street circuit in quite some time, and with Brands Hatch and Zandvoort, Nikolai actually just brought up with the elevation changes and the cambered corners. Are you looking forward to next week to see how the Skippy handles those flat, really tight angled corners that Belle Isle has in store for us?
I have no idea. I've never done Belle Isle. I don't even know what it looks like. So I'm hoping it'll be fun.
I wish I could be as fast as you and have that attitude of I have no idea. It's going to be a new experience for me. So always so much fun to watch you out there. Do you have any shout outs or anything like that as we before you head out?
Yeah, my quote unquote fan club, two of my best friends, running on empty, watching as always, and they love the broadcast. So keep it up.
Yeah, awesome. Running on empty. We love to hear that. Well, thank you so much.
I'll get
for
it right
stopping
next
by.
time. Running on empty. I'm committing it to memory.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats, mate. Congrats. Good race.
Thank you, Ian.
And then I think we can bring Jonathan Dance in, and then we'll have Christian Perez in after that. Jonathan, this is Riley in the broadcast booth. You got a good copy on me?
Sure do, Riley.
All right, Jonathan, kind of talk us through the race. What happened out there, and how were you excited for Zandvoort this week, or kind of what was running through your head before the race?
Zandvoort's not been one of my favorite tracks in the past. Not had great results here, but and had only ran one official race this week and died very quickly. So I wasn't feeling very good going into today, but we had a good skip 2K Cup earlier today. Had a good result there, and yeah, this race went really well, except for qualifying. I didn't have a great starting position, but yeah, just pushed as much as I could, and kept it clean, which also helped.
So it looks like we actually have a new entry into the league. He might be your rival, because it's going to give us some confusion up here in the booth. We have Joshua Dancy.
Yeah, I
in the
saw
league
that.
now. So it looks like a rival may have been born this week.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people find my last name.
Are you
quite
the
unique.
evil? Are you the evil twin or the good twin?
Wow. Yet to be seen, I guess.
Okay, all
We're
right.
gonna have to tell that out on track.
We'll let it play out. Sounds good.
All right, so you're talking about the 2K Cup and kind of how that went for you. So have you raced the Skippy on Belle Isle, or do you not have very much experience? Because this, the Skippy series doesn't tend to head to street circuits very often.
Yeah, we've run Montreal a bunch of times, which is, I guess, you have close walls, but it's not really a street circuit. It's not bumpy like Belle Isle is. I run Belle Isle in GT and HPD LMP2, but yeah, I don't think I've done a Skippy race, so it will be interesting. The bumps definitely make it can definitely make it a fun time. But the Skippy tends to be pretty compliant with bumps, so yeah, maybe that won't be as big an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're super excited to see you out there next week. Congrats on the finish in the 2K Cup today, as well as here in the Sunday Night Skippy League. Do you have any shout outs or anything like that before you head out tonight?
Uh, no, just thank you guys, and shout out to Don Parks, who I race with a lot. And yeah, shout out to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely great call out. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. I don't think I've personally said that on the broadcast yet. I know Chris and Ian have. So yeah, shout out to all of
You're
our
the
moms.
first interviewee to say that, Jonathan. You're getting major brownie points there.
I'll let my mom. I'll definitely have my mom tune in.
There you go.
I mean, there's now a reason for her to tune in, you know?
Exactly. There's a special surprise.
Yeah.
Watch through the end.
Well, you know, and the other thing is you could use this like a phone call home. It's like, hi, Mom.
Counts.
All right. Well, great job on the finish tonight, Jonathan. We'll be excited to see you back out there next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Good race, mate.
All right, and then we will pull in Christian Perez here. Christian, this is Riley in the broadcast booth. Do you have a good copy on us?
Yes, good night.
Well, congratulations on the finish today. You and Edwin kind of just blew the whole field away. Kind of talk us through what happened out on track.
Well, yes, we had a comfortable race. I think Chris Herrera made a mistake on lap 1 on the middle sector, and then switched positions with James on the strike, and James made a mistake too on lap 2, turn 1. So since then, we had a very comfortable gap to 10 seconds, I think. So yes, P1 and P2 is important. Well, very exciting at the end with Edwin, and yes, it was good result for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And so is Zandvoort a track you and Edwin are pretty comfortable at? Because it looked like there really wasn't much concern as far as really pushing the car tonight.
Well, since we ran away, we just stay calm. Do not. I was talking to Edwin, and Edwin was very fast today. And I was told him, Edwin, calm down, calm down. We don't need that speed.
I tell you something, guys.
What?
I was going to say, watching you guys from as far back as I wasn't really watching. I was more hearing the broadcast talking about you. But we were wondering what different engine you have in your Skippy, or if you're using Nitros or something like
that. Well, that's confidential. Top secret.
Yeah, I had a question for you. Now, you guys obviously were battling it out at the end there. Be honest, did you let Edwin win?
Never.
Good answer.
Fair enough.
Good answer. That is the correct answer to give.
We were just wondering because we saw you drop that tire in the sand. We thought maybe you wanted to make it look like that, but
Just
Did you notice?
it wasn't too obvious. It was good. It was good.
We tried to not, but yes.
So quick question, Christian, on a more serious note. I mean, do you find that you need to do a huge amount of practice working with Edwin to run the way that you...
In this track or all tracks?
Just in general, just in general.
Yes, yes, we do a lot of practice before the officials begin. For example, we did a month of laps on Belle Isla, and I think that will be a excellent race next week. It's just hilarious how we can just have fun there.
So you've already started practicing at Belle Isle.
Yes.
No, I mean,
no.
I think that's a good thing. I think people would be interested to know that you don't just jump in one of these cars and win races. You know, you've got to put in a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of practice to be that good.
Yes, there is a lot of practice back because first laps, obviously, first lap on a new circuit for me, it's always just run 1-2 laps and to the wall, 1-2 laps to the wall. So it's like 20 laps one day, 10 laps the other day. Yes, day to day, it's more comfortable to just begin the week in a decent pace.
Well, that's really good, and I hope the people that are watching and listening follow that, because of course, you know, if you're like me, you just jump in the car and you could win the race on the first.
No, I don't think so.
It's a good point. You know, we do sit here and make jokes, but you guys do make it look easy, and that's not a mistake. And it is good to hear that. Just make that point that it is the practice and the hard work, and in your case, it sounds like some teamwork as well. So it's really neat to see hard work pay off for some awesome guys. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Good race, and very well done. Congratulations.
Any shout out for you, Christian, before you head out?
Well, I think that Edwin and some little guys, we are going to do a host in Belle Isle right now, so you can see.
Outstanding. Belle Isle. Hosted race.
Yes.
Let's see it. All right. Yeah, you heard it here first. It's a Cav OK Racing Network exclusive. All right. Well, good luck on that, and we will see you. If not tonight, then certainly next week.
Okay. See you guys. Ciao.
See you. Ciao.
Ciao.
All right, Chris. Well, I think that's everybody we have tonight for interviews. Fantastic race tonight.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. You know, it's kind of unfortunate when I don't know. You know, he brought up the whole there was some incidents that kind of let them get that gap, but I don't think that was the only you know, explanation behind that.
Oh,
it was I think they were going to get out there one way or another. So it was good to see them run, and it was exciting to watch them.
Yeah, but they're very good drivers and they work really well as a team. But you know, it is taking advantage of things that happen, but it's not just saying, you know, these guys made mistakes and that's what gave it to us. The fact that they could take advantage of those mistakes, keep your full boots on the tarmac, and put in those incredible laps, lap after lap after lap. You know, doing that very close racing, it is as he said, it is practice and it is time committed, and it is something that, you know, for those of you who are listening who haven't had a go at this, it is both extremely frustrating when you're trying to get it done. Like my qualifying today was the most frustrating thing I've had in all week. I couldn't keep the car on the track for qualifying. I kept sliding off, and I thought in my head, okay, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to start from pits, but I still wanted to get a good qualifying time, and I couldn't. And it is very frustrating. But when you get it right, man, it makes you grin.
Feels good, right?
It
Like a
really does.
puzzle.
It really does. Yeah, but it's the effort you put in. It's like anything in life. If you put in the effort, you can reap the reward. If you don't put any effort in, yeah.
Inspiring.
I'll
words.
add. It is well, and it's it's true. I will add to that. It's almost kind of, I don't want to say cathartic, but very almost relaxing in a way. I mean, like you said, it's very frustrating, but when you're working hard at doing something and trying to get it just right and get it, and all you're focused on is that, at the moment, kind of lets everything else melt away to some extent. So that's something that I've enjoyed. Megan, who never was able to come get it, she got pulled away from work or for work. So happy Mother's Day to Megan once before I forget. But she jumped on and she was running Zandvoort, and she's very competitive, but at the same time, I think she's starting to see the kind of the challenge and joy of it. And for her, at the moment, it's getting a clean lap in, and I'm sure before too long it'll be about pace and so on and so forth.
Well, Chris, two things. First of all, I'm really disappointed that Megan didn't show up, because it means I've got to run that crazy pink racing scheme again next week.
That is an opportunity, sir.
And the second thing is, kudos to you for not losing Megan directly into the NASCAR left turn only system.
Mm-hmm. We are trying to branch out a bit, but I think that that's what she knows. I think that's what she kind of globbed onto initially, but I think she's seeing the joy in the road racing as well. So it'll be fun to watch, IndyCar, Formula One.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to get my IndyCar license up a bit, and I'm almost at. I'm still a rookie, but I'm now at 2.9 something.
Almost there, man. Keep it up.
Get that D-class license, right?
Get some Indy 500 in next year. So we already talked about that. I won't beat that dead horse, but that's pretty exciting. Well, gentlemen, Riley, any parting thoughts?
I just, like I said, this is a track that I love. I love watching racing here. I love racing on this track. And I think that our Sunday Night Skippy guys did not let us down. Just outstanding from everybody. Super fun to watch, and congratulations to all of our finishers tonight. Zandvoort's not an easy track to conquer, and they kind of made it look easy.
And I'd just like to say congratulations to both Chris and Riley for yet again putting on a really good show for everybody out there listening, and for all of us who like to watch it as we can during the week and show it to family members. So, guys, pat yourselves on the back. Another good job done. I thought I heard, and I'm sure this was not what I heard, but I thought I heard somebody saying something about not doing a broadcast next week because they were going to drive a car. And I can't believe that could be possibly right, but in the the infinitesimal point that it might be, I think that they should do the broadcast from the car.
Oh boy.
I mean, we all three can hop in here while racing, but I don't know how much talking is gonna happen.
That would be funny.
As we congregate in the back of the pack.
Yeah, well,
No, that's well, so it's funny, my kind of parting thoughts was I was gonna apologize to everybody. We did not bring, at least I did not bring my A game tonight with you'll see later, the overlay. My mind, we were doing the Mother's Day thing, everybody. I just hope everybody understands that. Did not come. Unlike Christian, I did not put in the reps coming into tonight, but we still had fun. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it to some extent, and you know, obviously it's the race, the drivers, it's you guys putting on the show. We're just trying to make do it justice. That's the words. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. I should probably be talking, but yeah, we're just trying to do what the drivers go out there and do justice, and try to get everybody a little bit of screen time, because it's always exciting to see your car and yourself up there. Maybe not so much when you're spitting out on your own, but at the same time, it's still pretty. Just wanted to do one last wish for a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, maybe watching. If you're one of the drivers, send this out to your mothers, man. I'm sure they'd love to see you driving, if they're still around. And outside of that, unless you guys have anything else, everybody a safe, healthy night, and next week, whether it be in the cockpit of a Skip Barber Formula 2000 or safe up here in the broadcast booth.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Take care. Peace out.